Now, the Southern Pacific Railroad Corporation was incorporated in California in 1865. It was a major railroad carrier throughout its life, but was absorbed by the Union Pacific in 1996. Well known for its colorful passenger trains, it's back in operation once again, but on a slightly smaller scale.
Authenticity and attention to detail are the hallmarks of top quality model railroad layouts. You'd have to travel long and far to find anyone who does it better than Bruce Petty. In Bruce's Northern California home, he has meticulously created a replica of a section of the Los Angeles operation of the Southern Pacific Railroad as it was in the mid-1960s.
The layout represents basically my childhood years or my youth, teenage years in Burbank. Burbank Junction, Van Nuys, North Hollywood, the branch line, and it's something that I could associate with very closely because I was used to hang out at the Burbank Tower, which was the controlled the junction between the coastline and the valley line for the Southern Pacific coming into Los Angeles. And the tower operator himself was a model railroader, and that kind of also introduced me to the hobby. My layout is built as a shelf railroad, and it has uses real dirt. It's only a few inches wide, 18 inches wide in the widest spot, 8.5 inches wide in the narrowest. I wanted to model really interesting industries I've seen in Los Angeles. The ones that were around in 1965, some of these are on the branch line, some of these are in the San Fernando Valley. The Cyclone Fence Factory was in Glendale, California. It was a all-metal building, quite long, but I just modeled it as a low relief structure. This is the Scheller Feed Company that was out in San Fernando, California, out in the San Fernando Valley. I just got my driver's license when I was 18, and I had driven down the old San Fernando Road, and I found this building and took pictures of it, and it took me 45 years later to build it.
Bruce's quest for authenticity keeps him particularly busy when adding new stock to the layout.
I weathered my railroad rolling stock here with using latex wall paint. It's a flat base color, and this one here is particular is a medium brown. It's probably the best weathering substance you could find. Just put a little bit on a brush and put it in, mix it with the water here a little bit, and I also added a little alcohol to the water before starting to make the paint flow a little bit better on the car.
All this attention to detail may seem a bit tedious, but make no mistake about it, Bruce loves to have fun too. He's mounted a tiny wireless TV camera in one of his boxcars that allows him to watch his trains move through the layout on a monitor and feel as if he were a tiny passenger himself, actually riding the rails through the San Fernando Valley of the mid-1960s. And while this may seem very high-tech, Bruce claims almost any modeler can easily replicate his effort.
This is a standard 50-foot Athearn boxcar. I took it and made a camera car out of it by opening up a hole in the end. This is a standard nanny cam. It's color, it has sound. You can even get, when it's running, you get micro sounds off the railroad track.
To go back in time over 40 years and get a sensory feel for what no longer exists is something of a miracle. We can only marvel at the uncommon dedication and perseverance of individuals like Bruce Petty, who through their untiring efforts have helped preserve the memories of America's great railroading history.